Good evening, sir. I'm Carol Jan Hamulin. We are Group 17 reporter. Ano daw ako po nakaupod? Sarap po ang naghimo na report. Ako na lang ang nag-volunteer mag-report niya na gabi. Ay nahapon po. So, ang report po namin ay about po sa pollution control point. Pollution. So, sa introduction po, pollution control point refers to any specific geographic location, infrastructure component, or localized management unit where environmental pollutants are monitored, intercepted, and treated before being released the surrounding ecosystem. So, ang pollution control point po ay tumutukoy sa isang tiyak na lugar o pasilidad na kung saan minomonitor, kinokolekta at ginagamot ng mga pasilidad kung ay ang mga pollutant. Ginagamot ang mga pollutant na nakapinsalang sangkap bago ito mailabas sa kapaligiran. What is pollution control point? It is environmental management. A pollution control point most commonly refers to a point source of pollution. Is any single identifiable and localized source from which pollutants are discharged into the air, water, or soil. Ang pollution control point daw po, ang pollution control point ay isang natutukoy at nakapirmeng pinagmumulan ng mga polusyon kung saan inilalabas ang maruruming hangin, tubig o lupa. How the control points works. The problem: the plant burns coal to make electricity. This process creates highly toxic water contained heavy metals like arsenic, lead and mercury. Sabi daw dito, ang isang planta ay nagsusunog ng carbon upang makagawa ng kuryente. So, next naman po ay ang the control point. Before this water reaches a local river, it is routed through a single physical pipe. This pipe is pollution control point. Sabi daw dito, bago makarating ang maruming tubig sa ilog, dumadaan muna ito sa isang tubo. Yun po ang pollution control point. So, next naman po ay the regulation. Government agencies place an electronic monitoring sensor and an automatic sampling valve direct inside this pipe. Sabi daw dito, naglalagay ang mga pamahalaan ng electronic monitoring sensor at automatic sampling valve sa tubo upang patuloy na masubaybayan ang kalidad ng tubig. Okay, let's proceed sa the action. If the sensor detects that heavy metals levels are too high, valve shuts automatically. This stops the polluted water from entering the river until it can be treated further. Sabi daw dito, kapag nakita ng sensor na sobra ang dami ng nakakalasang metal, automatikong nagsasara ang mga valve upang hindi makapasok ang maruruming tubig sa ilog hanggat hindi ito nalilinis. Okay, let's proceed po sa primary benefits of PCP or Pollution Control Point. Primary benefits. Primary benefits of pollution control point. Emissions that is specifically control. A specific control point offers four major advantages for public health, industries, and the government. So, number 1 po ay accurate tracking, ay precision monitoring. And accurate tracking, technicians measure the exact volume of concentration of chemical leaving a facility. Immediate alert leaving a facility. Sabi daw dito, nasusukat ang eksaktong dami ng chemical na inilalabas ng pasilidad. Immediate alert, automatic sensor triggers an alarm the moment toxic limit breach. Sabi naman dito, kapag lumampas sa itinakdang limitasyon ang pollution, agad nagbibigay ng alarma ang mga sensor. So sa immediate alert po pala, kapag lumampas sa itinakdang limitasyon ang pollution, agad nagbibigay alarma ang mga sensor. So, jump na lang po tayo dito sa number 2. Cost-effective treatment. Contained waste. Capturing toxins and source prevent them diluting into a massive bodies of water or air. Sabi daw dito, nahuhuli ang mga nakakalasang sangkap bago pa ito kumalat sa malaking bahagi ng tubig or sumabay sa hangin. Smaller footprints. Treating highly concentrated waste in localized pipe or stock requires smaller, cheaper equipment. Sabi naman daw po dito, mas mura at madaling linisin ang maruming tubig o hangin habang nasa iisang lugar pa lamang. So, sa resource recovery, factories can often trap filters and reusable valuable chemical byproduct before they escape. Sabi naman daw po dito sa resource recovery, maaaring salain at muling gamitin ng mga pabrika ang ilang kemikal. So, let's jump po sa clear accountability. Legal enforcement regulatory bodies can easily identify which specific factors cause a spill or emission spikes. Alerts, automated sensor triggered an alarm the moment toxic limits or breaches. Data integrity regulators can get indisputable data for environmental compliance audit. Sorry, mali. So, dito pala po, sir, sa permit management government. Government issues precise operating permits based on the measurable outputs of that single point. Liability reduction. Companies with well-managed control point can prove they meet safely standard protecting them from lawsuits. So, sa ecosystem protection po, targeted defense, stop heavy metals or toxic gases at the gate, keeps local drinking water and air safe. So, basahan ko na lang po ulit sa targeted defense, stopping heavy metals or toxic gases at the gate, keeps local drinking water and air safe. Biodiversity preservation. Nearby rivers and forests are shielded from sudden catastrophic chemical shocks. So, sabi daw dito, pinipigilan ng pollution control point ang paglabas ng mga nakakalasang metal at gas bago ito makarating sa hangin at tubig. Dahil dito, nananatiling ligtas ang inuming tubig at malinis ang hangin. So, sa next topic na po tayo, environmental education. In environmental education, a pollution control point serves as a vital real-world teaching tool. It transforms abstract concepts like sustainability into concrete measurable lessons for students and communities. Ang kaalaman tungkol sa pollution control point po ay nagtuturo sa mga tao at industriya ng tamang paraan patungkol sa pollution. Dahil dito, mas madaling nagiging responsable ang lahat ng nangangalaga sa kalikasan at kalusugan ng tao. So, ang explanation naman po sa biodiversity preservation is nagpoprotektahan ang mga ilog, kagubatan, halaman at hayop laban sa biglaang pagkalat ng mapanganib na kemikal. In environmental education po ay ang pollution control point ay nagsisilbing aktwal na kagamitan sa pagturo tungkol sa pangangalaga ng kalikasan. Mas madaling maunawaan ng mga estudyante at komunidad kung paano makakaapekto ang pollution sa kapaligiran. Key educational benefits: students can physically see smokestack or discharge pipe. This connects human industrial activity direct to environment impact. Sabi daw dito, nakikita mismo ng mga estudyante ang smokestack o tubo ng pabrika, kaya mas nauunawaan nila ang epekto ng mga gawain ng tao sa kalikasan. So sa hands-on science naman, po, classroom use this point to collect real water or air sample testing. This sample teaches students how to use scientific instruments and analyze data. Sabi daw dito, maaaring kumuha ng sample ng tubig o hangin ang mga estudyante at suriin ito gamit ang mga kagamitang pang-agham. Cause and effect lesson. Instructors use control point to show how a single localized action can alter an entire downstream ecosystem. Napapakita kung paano ang isang pinagmumulan ng polusyon ay maaaring makaapekto sa buong kapaligiran. Environmental education is a learning process that increases people's knowledge and awareness about environment and associate challenge. It does not just teach facts, it develops the critical thinking skills needed to make informed decisions. Example, awareness, building sensitivity to the local environment and its problem. Number 2, knowledge, gaining a basic understanding of how natural systems function and how human activities disrupt them. Number 3 is skills, learning how to identify, predict, and solve environmental issues. Next is participation, providing citizens with an opportunity to actively work towards resolving ecological challenge. So, ang next naman po sa environmental education is ang SD or Sustainable Development. Is an economic social frameworks that meets the needs of parents without compromising the ability of future generations to make their own needs. It balances 3 core pillars. First core is protecting environment. Protecting natural resources, reducing pollution, and preserving biodiversity. Economy, creating a green job, supporting local business and ensuring financial stability with exhausting resources. And third is society or society, ensuring equitable access to clean water, healthy foods, medical care, and safe living conditions for all community members. Sa local community issues naman po, local communities are frontline where environmental degradation direct impact to human life. Environmental education uses this act issues as living classroom to teach sustainability. Para po sa conclusion niya, effective pollution requires combining environmental protection, zero waste, and social welfare. When communities are educated and supported, sustainable development becomes achievable, ensuring a safe and healthy environment for present and future generations. So, para po sa next topic is environmental protection. Refers to practices, policies, and regulation designed to safeguard the natural environment and human health. It balances human socio-economic development with ecological preservation. Sabi daw dito, ito ay binubuo ng mga batas, patakaran at programa na nagpoprotekta sa kalikasan at kalusugan ng mga tao habang isinusulong ang pag-unlad ng lipunan. So, sa first po is Ecological Solid Waste Management Act or Republic Act 9003 mandates segregation is the source, proper recycling and closure of open dam sites to minimize landfill waste. Ang batas po na ito ay nag-uutos ng tamang paghihiwalay ng basura, nagsusulong ng recycling at isinasara ang mga open dam sites upang mabawasan ang polusyon. So sa pangalawa naman po ay ang Philippine Clean Air Act or Republic Act 8749 aims to maintain an air quality through monitoring of industrial vehicular emissions. Pinapatupad po nito ang pananatiling malinis ang hangin at kinokontrol ang usok mula sa mga sasakyan at pabrika. So, next po ay ang Toxic Substance and Hazardous Waste Control Act or Republic Act 6969 regulates or prohibits the importation, use, and disposal of chemical that pose risk to human and ecological health. Para po sa next topic na to, we have the zero waste movement aims to redesign resource life cycle so that all products are reused and no trash is sent to landfills, incinerators, or ocean. It shifts society away from linear take make waste model towards a circular economies. Layunin ng zero waste na magamit muli ang mga materyales upang mabawasan ang basura at maiwasan ang pagtapon sa landfill o pagsusunog. Core principles. The 5 R's. Achieving zero waste requires practicing 5 specific actions in order of priority. First is say no to single-use plastic, free promotional item and unnecessary packaging. Next is decrease overall consumption by purchasing only what you truly need. Reuse, switch to durable washable goods like cloth, bags, metal, straw, and glass jar. Rot, compost food scraps, coffee grounds, and yard waste to return nutrients into the soil. Last is recycle, process remaining materials like clean cardboard, glass, and metal as last resort. So sa explanation po ng refuse is tumanggi sa single-use plastic, libreng gamit na hindi kailangan at sobrang packaging. And sa reduce naman po, bumili lamang ng mga bagay na tunay na kailangan upang mabawasan ang basura. Sa reuse, gumamit ng matibay at maaaring gamitin ng paulit-ulit tulad ng cloth bags, metal straw, at glass jar. Sa rot naman, gawing compost ang nabubulok na basura tulad ng tira-tirang pagkain, coffee grounds, and mga dahon upang maging pataba. So sa recycle naman po, ipaproseso ang mga materials tulad ng karton, salamin at metal upang maging bagong produkto. Women's and children's and family welfare programs are state-mandated social services designed to protect vulnerable individuals from abuse, supports disadvantaged households, and uphold human rights. Sabi daw dito, ang mga programang ito ay ginawa ng pamahalaan upang protektahan ang kababaihan at mga bata laban sa pang-aabuso. Tulungan ang mga pamilyang nangangailangan at itaguyod ang karapatang pantao. Major legal protection. The country implements strict legislative measures to safeguard women and children from exploitation and violence. And Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act or Republic Act 9262. Penalties: physical, sexual, psychological, and financial abuse within intimate or domestic relationship. It allows victims to secure barangay protection orders (BPOs) for immediate safety. Sabi daw dito, pinaparusahan ang physical or sexual, psychological at financial na pang-aabuso laban sa kababaihan at mga anak at kanilang mga anak. Pinapayagan ang pagkuha ng Barangay Protection Order or BPO para sa agarang proteksyon. So dito naman po sa Special Protection of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation and Discrimination Act or Republic Act 7610 protects individual under 18 from child abuse, neglect, trafficking, and conditions that harm their development. Pinoprotektahan po ang mga batang wala pang 18 taong gulang laban sa pang-aabuso, child labor, human trafficking, at discrimination. Yan po ang explanation dito sa Republic Act 7610. So sa expanded naman po, Expanded Solo Parent Welfare Act or Republic Act 11861. Every local provides monthly cash subsidized flexible works schedule and livelihood opportunities for single parents. So nagbibigay ng buwanang subsidiya, mas maayos na oras ng trabaho at mga oportunidad sa kabuhayan para sa mga solo parent. Yan po sa Republic Act 11861. So para naman po sa sa local institution support, every local government unit LGU including Bulusan, Sorsogon maintains dedicated localized desk to manage cases and provide social assistance. Ito po ang LGU, ang pangunahing tanggapan ng munisipyo ay tumutulong sa mga suliranin ng pamilya, emergency relief, counseling, at pagpaparehistro ng mga social welfare program. Municipal Social Welfare and Development Office or MSWDO, the primary local office handling families' welfare cases, emergency relief, counseling, and social safety net enrollments. Para naman po sa last, Women, and Children Protection Desk or WCPD, a specialized unit inside the local Philippine National Police or PNP stations that handles criminal investigations involving women and minors. Sila po ay special na unit ng Philippine National Police or PNP na humahawak sa mga kaso ng krimen laban sa kababaihan at mga bata na nagbibigay ng agarang tulong at proteksyon. So, yun lamang po. So, ako nga po pala si Karel Jan Hamulin at ang kagrupo ko po ay si Joby Fulios and Rodel Chavez. Then, yan lang po ang report namin yan about po sa pollution control point and environmental education and environmental protection, the zero waste, and last po is women and children and family welfare. So, yun lang po muna yan sir. So, thank you po and God bless.